Before I read a verse, I'll tell you a story, my story, because I've always believed in preaching life and seeing verses in your life rather than saying, here's the verse, now you got to go out there and apply it. Okay, whatever that means. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. As many of you know, I've been pursuing the PA route and applying to PA schools, and I interviewed in November, and it went amazingly. I thank you everyone that prayed, but it didn't turn out this time. So I've been in the process of applying a second time, and Lord willing, this will be it, as we always hope for the future. So when December came, it was kind of a rough patch for me. I decided that I needed to quit work and retake a few classes to improve my application. So I quit my job in Northgate. Some of you know that I commuted like 2.5 hours one way. So that was like, I was so happy to not go there anymore. You guys, I don't regret a thing. It feels good to not go there. Just because the commute, it really takes a toll on people. If you have the opportunity and somebody says, I'll pay you $1 million, but you have to commute one way 2 hours, I don't know. I don't know. That'd be really tough because I don't know, it hurts. Anyway, so I quit the job. I went into school. I signed up for 17 credits. If you've been in college, you know that's a lot. It's three biology classes. Yeah, I thought I was the superstar. I've been to UW. I'll be fine. So I signed up for it. Didn't kind of built up my stamina. Said, hey, I'm gonna be really good. I'm gonna be motivated. I'm mature. I'm 24. I'm gonna kill them all. That's kind of what was going on in my brain. I thought I was just gonna dominate and do really well and get 4.0s in all my classes and be a superstar. And it started out pretty good. It was like I was ahead of all my assignments. Everything was going smoothly, no bad grades. And then like in the end of January, I kind of, the courses caught up to me, and not that I was doing anything differently, it's just kind of like I built up so much hype. I was like 100% pushing myself, and I didn't realize that I was actually overwhelming myself, and you don't really feel the burn until like a little bit later when all the hype is over. And so one Sunday night, it kind of came to like this crashing end for me. Bogdan and I prayed for the night, we prayed for the week, and he lays down, I lay down, and I'm like laying there, still laying there. And I rotate, trying to find that go-to spot that like people get comfy into, and nothing. So I go to the bathroom, and like maybe, and then I come back and wait again, nothing, like not falling asleep. Bogdan, like if you've heard somebody sleep, it kind of changes a little bit. It's like deeper, slower. Bogdan's already there. I was like, no, why am I not sleeping? And so I like just lay there and waiting for sleep to come, and it hasn't. It's been an hour. I get up, go to the bathroom again, go get a bowl of cereal, midnight snack, like something, like to soothe myself, just finding the cues that sometimes work, and nothing. So I'm laying there, I'm thinking about tomorrow, like the week that's gonna happen, all the assignments that I have to do, and nothing. And then I slowly like feel my heart rate like start to increase, and it gets kind of scary for me because I've never felt that way before. I've never felt anxious about the upcoming week, and then just kind of like laying there in the dark, and then I felt like something like really grabbed my throat. Like, I cannot tell you what it was. I'm not going to make it more than it was, but it really, in that moment, based on textbook, it felt like what I'm assuming was a panic attack for the first time in my life. I've never had that before. It was really scary, and I couldn't fall asleep, so I get up immediately. I go to the bathroom, shut the door, and start praying over my life, like just calming myself down, go back to bed, and nothing, still nothing. And then I decided to read some scripture on my phone. I'm like Lord, please, like, help me. I don't know what's going on. I thought I'm doing the right thing. I've prayed about this before, like before I got into this quarter. I didn't expect this to ever happen to me. I'm a Christian. What's going on here? And it just doesn't go away. And it's like this. I could hear myself like. And you're like, oh. And so I go to the bathroom again. This time I pray, and praying, and it's nothing. And I prayed, like, God, like, help me to calm down. I don't know what's going on, but I need your help. And I've never panicked before. I don't know what's going on, so can you please help me? And it was just a sincere prayer, but honestly, I didn't feel anything. And that's kind of like where it really hurt me, because when you pray that kind of prayer, you want an immediate like comfort. You want some kind of a warmth, or like a pat on the head, like Lord, where are you? Like, I need you right now. And there wasn't anything, and I felt so alone. But in that moment, I decided I was gonna trust God and just know He's there, even though my circumstance is telling me He's not. I had to have faith. I had to step out and just kind of like, I'm feeling this, but this is the truth. This is how I'm reacting to the situation, but this is the truth. God is still there. And so after I prayed that one more time, I went back to bed, and like, I think I wore myself out because I finally did go to sleep. So that was my story, and I just kind of wanted to touch a little bit like what I learned from that experience. It didn't go away actually after that. Like the next morning when I went to in the morning, I called Bogdan. I was like, I'm quitting PA school. Is there a position in your construction company? I have no experience in construction at all. I'm a biology student. And he's like, no, I don't think that's appropriate for what husband and wife situation, whatever. He said no. and So I was thinking to myself, like, maybe I need to change my route. This is not supposed to be going according to plan. So I was thinking all these kinds of things, trying to strategize how to do it better, how to fix myself, how to already, like, A, B, C, D, E, how to fix it. And I went to school, still had like that like anxiety like when writing tests, and my arm like locked up during a test. And I'm sorry guys if this is like creeping you out, but this is kind of, I feel like there's people out there that are watching or have lived through that and don't know, but this is kind of what it might be for those that know. Anyway, so what I learned from this, I read this verse, and it says here, Psalm 127, it says, unless the Lord builds a house, the work of the builders is wasted. Unless the Lord protects a city, guarding it with sentries will do no good. It is useless for you to work so hard, from early morning until late at night, anxiously working for food to eat, for God gives rest to His loved ones. And so when I read this verse, it like immediately got to me, because at first I was like, why does God care like about building a house? What's the big deal? It's like you make up some plans, you buy some wood, you build it. That's it. And it's a little bit more than that, because building a house, you strategize, you have to prioritize. It takes a lot of time to make it the way you want it to be, and the way to relate that to my situation is I was like already knew how to get the grades, and I was putting in all this time, staying up late, waking up early, going to all the classes, all the meetings, putting my time into it, and that was my priority. And that's kind of that relationship in that verse. And so but the motive behind my priority was, get the grade, get the interview, get into the school, get the job, get the money, retire early. That's kind of, that ball that keeps going. And so that motive was, it's good, because that's kind of how we all are. We're all looking for that job. We're all trying to find that career that we're going to be stable in and going. But at the same time, for me, that motive was like security. I was trying to find security in my own work, in my own hands, and what I could do and how I was going to get there by myself. And so even though I prayed, I wasn't like really, I, I don't think I was completely submitting it to God, because in a lot of the situations I was still saying me, like how I'm going to do it. This is going to be me. And you don't really need to be there, God, when I'm studying. like he's not the one that's taking the test on Monday. Like that's kind of how it is, but it's wrong at the same time, because God does care. And in Colossians it says that everything you do it wholeheartedly for God. And I had forgotten that in this situation. And so that's why this verse is so important. It says, unless the Lord builds the house, unless the Lord protects the city, without God, all these things are in vain. And I realized that really quickly, because if he wasn't giving me strength, I was failing. Even though I felt so confident in myself, I was failing. And then it says, verse 2, it is useless for you to work so hard from early morning until late at night. And what that really told me is that, like, just that working so hard, and that I didn't acknowledge God, but he said, for God gives rest to his loved ones. So when I prayed that night, like telling God that I need your help, I also realized a little bit in that moment that I was relying on myself to do all the work. And when we surrender all our plans, all our strength that we think we have, God can take it upon himself to make it better. And he will comfort us through it, and we don't have to feel like it's all on us, because we're not perfect. This world's not perfect. Our plans are not perfect. We're just in a fallen world, but God is still perfect, and he is willing, and he can give us the strength we need. So there's a verse that I wanted to read that kind of summarizes God's view on the circumstance, like of worrying about how to do it yourself and whether it'll work out. It says in Psalm 37, it says, verse 23, the Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. Though they stumble, they will never fall, for the Lord holds them by the hand. And then it also says in Psalm 94, it says in verse 18, I cried out, I'm slipping, but your unfailing love, O Lord, supported me. When doubts filled my mind, your comfort renewed my hope and gave me cheer. So God is our comfort, and he holds us by the hand, and he wants to lead us. And if we surrender that to him, we don't have to worry about tomorrow. We don't have to worry about our plans. We don't have to build up expectations of ourselves and push ourselves, because we were never made to carry it all on ourselves. That's why we have Sunday for rest. We're not made that way. So I just wanted to encourage all of you, like, if you feel that you've got all these steps that you want to complete and you just don't know, like, how it's all going to work out, but you think that you got to do this, this, and this, it's good, it's healthy to go towards something, but don't forget God. And if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like you want to be here, but you're here, how it's going to happen in between, trust God, and just continue to pray, and don't feel like you're doing it on your own, because you're not. Every day is just a process, and every day God is there, and he will lead you. And so I wanted all of us to stand up and to pray for our lives, and that we will have peace on our hearts, no matter what the future holds. I know we have a lot of ambitions. We're young, and in our age group, we're actually called the emerging adulthood. We have 3 goals: self-identity, marriage, and career. I know we're all somewhere on that scale, and we're all trying to work on that. And so I just wanted God's hand to be on us, to give us strength, to give us wisdom to do it the right way. Because we can do it on our own, or we can do it with God and be blessed and be a blessing to other people.